Hello, Turtle. How are you? Hello, AG. Teacher. CMTYE. Kathy, good to see you. I've got your nickel hunt to do. I may do that this week too. Maybe it's what I should be doing now. I don't know. I have been going through a coin collection that I picked up while in Northeast Missouri helping care for my mom. When I was up there this summer with the grandkids, I took them fishing to some of the old ponds I used to go to. It's a cloudy, rainy day here for sure. Teacher, remind me, I got a story for you. Hello, Scrap Metal. Good to see you. Under the weather? Oh no. Well, you can hang and be under the rainy weather here. Hello, Hudson. Hudson is down in Texas with the other side of the family. Hello, Fleabag. Hello, Cowgirl. Hello, Reddy. Good to see you. He's with, of course, Hudson, the rest of the family. Anyway, we were going to go to this one pond my dad used to take me to, and it was a guy he worked with, and really good pond to fish. Wanted to take Hudson and Rhett. They were up with me to see their great-grandmother, my mom, and so I thought I knew where this guy lived. The pond's out in the middle of nowhere, and I didn't. But the lady that answered the door kind of knew where he lived. So we drove on, and I saw a guy mowing his yard, and I thought it looked like him. So I pulled over, and it was him. It was. Getting ready for family pictures. Ooh, fun, Hud. And I'll be here a while, probably. I stopped and said, "Are you this person?" And he said, "Yes." And I, said who I was, Chuck Kirby, and he'd work with my dad. And Dad used to take me fishing at one of his ponds, and I was wanting to take my grandsons. And he said, "Well, certainly." And it's hotter than heck. It was in the summer. And he goes, "You still working at Walmart?" And I said, "No." I said, "I retired, and my grandsons and I are doing the YouTube thing now, and we're into coin collecting and coin searching." And hello, West Nation. Good to see you. I'm doing great. And he goes, "Really?" He said, "My wife's father." So a friend of my dad's wife's father. So probably 70, 80 years old, and a father of them had a coin collection, and they'd given it to their daughters, and they had no idea what to do with it, what was in it. And I said, "Good fishing at mine." Yes, there was. We'll have to fish there again, Reddy, for sure. Hello, David Rubin. Good to see you. Making pies. Yummy. He said, "We may be interested in selling it." And I'm like, "Well, we buy collections, and I also, will do appraisals. So if you want me to, if you guys decide you want to sell it, then I would be happy to, come out and pick it up and appraise it and make an offer." And I usually offer, I'll put what it's selling for on eBay and what the gray sheet is, and then I'll offer, 85% of retail value. And so because I got to make a little money when I do this, because it takes me a long time to go through and appraise these collections. And if you decide at the end of the appraisal you don't want to sell it, you can keep it, you can take it to someone else, whatever. So he's like, "Okay, well." So I gave him my phone number and some PasSpareTime stuff, and later this year, he called me and said, "We have decided we want to sell it. Don't know when you're going to be back up here." I said, "Well, we'll be up there for deer season. If you want, I'll come out and I'll pick it up and we'll appraise it, and I'll make a video of it." And hello, Steve Height. He said, "Okay." So anyway, I ended up there with Mom. Because of her health issues, I've been up there, and I finally got some time that happened to be during deer season when I was up there, opening day of gun season in Missouri, but I wasn't hunting because of Mom. And said I'll come out and get it. So I drove out to his house, and he and his wife and his daughter, one of his daughters, maybe two of his daughters, at least one of his daughters, decided that well, they all came over and they took me in to see this collection. Mom is doing a little better. She had, my mother, for those of you wondering, thanks for all the thoughts and prayers. The hospital thought she'd had a heart attack, and ended up she had a bad hiatal hernia that her stomach basically had pushed over. Oh, I look like a munchkin. See if I can. Whoa! Now I'm Andre the Giant. We can fix this. That's probably better. It was pushed over, and her entire stomach was up behind her heart and left lung. So that was no good. And so we got her in to see the surgeon. They did surgery, and you know, hiatal hernia is a hard surgery to recover from. And with Mom being 80 and in not great health, we didn't know how that was going to go, but it went well. So we got that fixed, and she still has pericardial acute pericarditis, I guess is what they call it. She got fluid around her heart, and she's got fluid in her left lung. So working on getting those taken care of and getting her back some strength after recovering from this hiatal hernia surgery. So she's up in a rehab center, nursing home rehab center in Northeast Missouri. My brother lives up there, so he's helping her out. I stayed and took her to a bunch of doctor's appointments, and went through a new medicine she was allergic to that the nursing home gave her after we pulled it. Accidentally gave it to her 3 other times, and I caught them after the fact when Mom got sick, so I knew something was up. So kind of being there trying to keep them from killing her. And anyway, so I picked up this coin collection, and Mom's doing better. Jim Thompson, good to see you, my friend. They had this coin collection. I thought I was just going to drop by and pick up this box of coins, and because I'd asked him how big a coin collection is it? Is it like a shoebox? He said, yeah, something like that. So I went in, and they had, I guess, maybe the wife's mother had passed away not too long ago, and she had it laid out on a bed under a blanket so no one would steal it. And it was like filling like a full-size bed. So they were wanting me to go through it there and give them an idea. So I did, and took a couple hours and went through it. And no, David Rubin, there was a nurse. I made them physically take this medicine out of the nursing home finally, because I was going to hurt somebody. And we haven't had a problem since, but 3 times, come on. I went through this, you know, just kind of glancing at it, looking through, and I told him, I said, you know, without going through you've got so much stuff that could add numismatic value that I don't know off the top of my head. They had, you know, a 20-cent piece, some flying eagles, half cents, half dimes, 3-cent dime, 3-cent nickel, 2-cent piece, a bunch of large cents, a bunch of foreign, you know, a little this, a little that, and silver was, you know, bouncing around between 50 and 55. I said it'd be much better if I took this with me and, you know, valued it for you. And they don't know me. They knew my dad very well. My dad had a great reputation. But, so it's hard for people to let their babies go, their coin collections. I said, in glancing at it, I think it's worth between $500 and $1,000. And I'd be willing to take a chance at it, and I'd give you $750. Or I'll take it home and I'll value it, and I'll offer you 85% of retail value. And they decided they would let me take it home. So, which is what I wanted to do. The last 3 days, as I've had some spare time, doing this instead of doing my last 3 nickel box hunts, and our hot tub pipe broke evidently because it drained. I need to fix that because I want to get in the hot tub. Shannon, you should be over here. Why don't you just come over and help me, Shannon? I tried to go to Treasure Hog into doing it, although he's searching 10,000 pennies for heirs and varieties. I've been doing this, and I've recorded it, and the footage, when I went to add in today's footage to it, I lost my footage of what I've done up to this point. So I'm just going to have to show you some of the stuff. And I may just do that on a regular video, because I think a live stream is probably not the right way for me to do this. But I was sitting here and I missed you guys, so I thought, yeah, why not? Why not? We'll just plug you in. I finished all of the foreign stuff today. Found a 1945 Canadian 80% silver half dollar with a melt value around 20 bucks. That was pretty cool. And I'll show you some of this stuff. A 20-cent piece that gray sheet is like $190 on. A really good shield nickel, and like basically one of everything. As I've gone through this, it seems like. And some really cool coins. So my intent is, once I get done with this, is to make an offer on it, as I've told them I would do, and see if they decide they're going to sell it, if they're going to hang on to it. And if I do buy it, then put it into some stuff that I want to keep out of the collection. Really cool. We don't have I think Hudson does, but I don't have a Flying Eagle. And there's 3 Flying Eagles in this collection. So there's some stuff in this I want to keep. I may keep that 20-cent piece. But I have gone through, there's a lot of kits and sets of, the last 3 Buffalo nickels minted and, stuff, just stuff. And what I'm down to is I'm down to the pennies and a little bit of other stuff that's in this collector's case. But I'm going to show you what this is in, and don't get mad, okay? Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Yeah, the one of everything approach, and it would have been really cool if they had them in like a typeset book. Would have been just awesome and really a lot easier for me to appraise this thing, because I've been using my phone for Coinoscope on all of the foreign stuff, and really only found a couple with numismatic value out of 200 foreign coins, maybe more. Euros, English, Taiwan, British, Scottish, a couple cool Scottish notes that aren't in circulation anymore, aren't really, I guess, money anymore, but have pretty good value. But the pennies, and remember, this is the father of someone that's around 80 now. So the way that he had done his penny collection is unique, and I think probably what a lot of people did back in the 50s if they did a penny collection. And people didn't know numismatically how to really handle coins. But I don't even know how I'm going to show this. There were 2 glass cases. 2 glass cases. Hello, Michael Wells. Little Rock, Arkansas. We'll roll them over into spam land. Yeah, I'll fix it in my spare time for sure. They were all glued to either a board or a piece of paper. And several of them had fallen off or were in the bottom of the glass case. And I kind of grabbed some of them in bags, but probably not ideal for maintaining value. I guess I took them all off of this. This was a penny set Thank you, David. Penny set, 1850 to 1910 was the top part. And 1850, 51, 52, large cents. And then the Indian head cents. And then getting into the Lincoln cents, 1909 and 1910. Could there be a 1909 SVDB in this collection? I looked at the 1909s that I saw while I was at their house. They were not VDBs, let alone 1909 SVDBs, but there could be anything in this collection. So, yeah, and I've got to figure a way to not ruin any more numismatic value. Like you can see, that one didn't come off the board very well. But let me show you these under the scope, give you an idea of what they look like. There's a 1856. Let me just take my scroll off the screen. I take it and put it down there, I'll never get it back. Let me put it over here. So that's an 1856 large cent that's not in good shape, obviously. That would be a damaged. The back looks like it's probably in great shape, but it's under the green glue. Yes, David. Yes, I know. That's what I'm going to try is hot water and maybe some mild soap. Just hot water first so I won't damage them. That one's in a lot better shape, an 1850 large cent. Liberty very clear. Got a few scratches on it, but I mean, a lot of these end up getting cleaned details, probably because people have to take glue off of them, I don't know. But that thing probably isn't cleaned, doesn't look cleaned, does have some scratches. That is a gradable large cent. That is a beauty right there. That is nice. Very, very nice. Look at the reverse of that. So if we look, and what I've been using is Gray Sheet. I pay $50 a month to be a member of Gray Sheet. So let's go to Gray Sheet. Probably be doing this. I can't see chat right now. So bear with me. I won't be able to see your chat while I'm showing this other screen. Go to Gray Sheet. And if you've never seen Gray Sheet before, Gray Sheet, World Coins, I was doing Canada. Had a huge Canadian collection. All right, let's go. U.S. coins. Let's go large cents. This is an 1850, so that's a braided hair large cent. Go to 1850. And Gray Sheet, what Gray Sheet is, we'll show wholesale prices. Right there is a brown, which I think this would be an 1850 brown. And there's a picture of it. What I've been doing is taking these over to PCGS photo grade and trying to grade them, and then coming back over here and looking based on the grade. And we're going to say that that one might be, well, it could be a 40. So Gray Sheet wholesale is $60, and CPG retail value is $80. So yeah, that kind of coin will add up in a hurry towards value. Oh, by the way, as I've gone through this, the value of this coin collection is up to over $1,300. So my estimate of $500 to $1,000, and it's all come from numismatic, like the $200, $190 20-cent piece. So, just show you some of these. All the large cents that he had glued on. One's got some damage, 1855. Reverse is, 40 plus. I know because I've looked at a lot of these now. That one's in really good shape, 1853. Does not show any signs of being cleaned. See the eye really good. Liberty's starting to wear a little bit. Get a little more light on it. So I need to go up to 1852. A little schmutz on it. A little of the residue from being glued, but again, the reverse in very good shape. (1851) in fabulous shape. Now, what I do see on here, I do see some vertical scratches there, where this one is possibly could have been cleaned. Not as many as you would usually see on a clean coin. That is blingin'. Holy cats. 1851. If Hudson was here, I'd ask him, how old is that, Hudson? And he, after he figured for a while, he'd say 149 plus 25. 175 years, 174 years old. Really nice. And in 1854, a little ding on the rim. Liberty looks great. A little scratch there. Once again, the reverse. Maybe gluing them to a piece of paper really protects the reverse. I don't know. I don't know. Hello, Roberto. Good to see you. Good evening to you as well, my friend. We practice my Spanish. So those are the large cents that were glued to the board. Oh, by the way, before I keep going through this one, let me show you the other one. How you're gonna really see this without me going so high. But glass case, and in the glass case, we have a few other things in here. But 1900 to 1999, and they're all glued on what is a cardboard backer to this glass case, and a lot of them are loose. There is a 1909 on there and no telling what else, so we have to go through all of those, and they're a lot of them are really attached quite nicely, and a few years of dust on that case, which is okay. That's how we like to find our coins other than the glue down. Then a Lincoln wheat ear penny collection, and these have, a lot of them have fallen out. That is 34 to 58. It's kind of cool. What this one is 57. Look at these, because I don't really know what these are. I do not know what these are. $1.50 Farmers Merchants Bank. It's a copy. We'll pay $1.50. And whatever that says. But Farmers Merchants Bank, but it's a copy. So I haven't. These I'll have to do a picture search and see if I can figure out what they were. And being the fact it's a copy now, I may not have any value at all. I don't know, but they are cool, Lisa. Yeah, David, they are cool. There is one Merchants Bank in the city of New York, secured by the pledge of public stocks. Copy. But I haven't found any dating on them. Countersigned and registered in the bank department. But I'm guessing, and they're copies, these are pretty old. I'm guessing even the copies are pretty old because of what the paper is. Bank demand notes? Maybe. Maybe, Jim? I mean, really cool. And it wasn't a copy, I'm guessing would have some pretty decent value. But I don't know, and they may still have some decent value. Wait a minute. I swore I took that off the screen. I swore I did. The state of North Carolina will pay the bearer $1 at the Treasury on or before 1st January 1866, Raleigh, September 1, 1862, $1. Again, it is a copy. But certainly something I've never seen before. There's your North Carolina. You might want that one, Jim. State of Georgia. Where is Southern Metal? Numbered. State of Georgia, April 1864, April 6th. Milledgeville, $100 at her treasury. 25th day of December in and Confederate Treasury notes issued after 1st of April 1864 if presented within 3 months, we missed that deadline, of maturity. Yeah, Civil War times for sure. Registered for treasurer. Now this one, I don't see the, oh, there it is, copy. But how cool. One, state of the Bank of Quincy, Illinois, Bank of Illinois, or State of Illinois. $1. One. Secured public. Cash. Copy. Registered in auditor's office. Could be, Jim. Could be. Hello, Dana Watson. There you go. Number 415, chartered by the legislature of South Carolina. Missed you a little south there, Jim. The Cotton Planters Loan Association. The 5th Congressional District of South Carolina will pay to that person or bearer $5. Unionville, 1862. Secured by a pledge of cotton of 6 cents a pound for the amount of the issue, as well as the private property of shareholders. Redeemable in gold within 6 months after the raising of the blockade of our coast. So again, a copy, but pretty cool. This is the last one. I think this is the one I never found the word copy on, I think. That may say copy right there in another language. CTOPY. I don't know what language that is. Probably why I didn't see copy on it. Who reads that? I don't know. This one's the only one that has something on the reverse. So that one's going to take some research. Not English, Russian. I have no idea. I have no idea what language that is. They say it's Greek to me. I don't know. And I'm going to guess that might say copy right there. But it looks like it's part of the bills or whatever this is. That could say copy. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I really don't know what any of those are. But you never know what you're going to find in these old coin collections. So I've got some research to do on those. If I figure out what they are and what they're worth and I buy the collection, they might be up for sale. But I'm guessing something most of us have never seen before. What'd Shannon say? Said copy towards, yeah, it did say. I think all of them but that last one said copy in English. And I don't know if that one said copy or not. It could be Russian. Russian for sure. All right. Well, we got a Russian something. But how the heck do you end up with a Russian something from cotton picking times during the Civil War from Russia? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you do that. So now I've got a bunch of stuff. And this could be common, current. Those are all wheat cents. I haven't gone through them, but we're going to. I'm going to anyway. So I probably won't look a lot of these up because it'll take forever. You know, or maybe, and David, it's very possible maybe the South was selling cotton to Russia before the blockade. Or the North shut it down. I'm not sure. Yeah, an Indian head cent with an S mint mark would be nice. Well, what I'm going to do, to see these, I'm going to have to put them under the scope. So, let's see what size we need so that you can see them and I can see them at the same time under the scope. A plastic bag with 3 pennies in it. Let's just see what this is. Well, that's a good start. How about a 1909 wheat cent? And I don't know all of the heirs to look for, so that's Treasure Hog and Shannon are going to have to help me out if I buy this to look for all the heirs. But I've got my hands full, Jim. Yes, I do. And I've already spent 3 days on this collection. Rob Winslow in the house. Good to see you, Rob. Good to see you. So, I'm not seeing any VDBs. Something down there under the glue. I'm not seeing VDB and it's not an S. 1909 VDBs do have a little additional value. Put that 1909 there. 1982D. Pocket change. Oh, it's a wheat set. 1910. Alright. An 09 and a 10 and an 82. This one got a flip. Why did it get a flip? 1957. Not in great shape. Reverse is in nice shape. 1941. Let's sort these by decades right now. 1957. They can't all be super exciting 1909s. Another. Oh, these are Indian head cents. Alright. Are they all Indian head cents? They look like it. Let me go to, let me just pull up PCGS. That'll be the easiest. PCGS price guide. And PCGS is like full retail value. Not what I would be able to offer. But let's see. Looks like an 1864 with the L on the ribbon would be a good one. An 1867 over 67 is $130. So let's just put these up here. Not in great shape. 1894. Zoom back out. We're seeing these for the first time together here, so probably won't value all of the more recent ones. But also with that up, I can't see chat. I need to pop out chat. Hold on. Let me pop out chat. 1894 Indian head cent doesn't really have any great value until you get to a MS60, which that certainly is not. Let me pop out the chat. Pop out the chat. Let me see if I can move it up here. I can. Well, this one's not super organized, Michael. One pie in, one more to go. So teach if you're still here. I have my best friend since I was 5 years old. I'll make sure teacher's still here before I tell my story. Teacher, are you still here? 1894. Where am I going to put all the Indian head cents? Right there. Make sure teach is still here. 1875 with damage. So teacher, going back, not to bring up painful memories, but your house issue that you had in up by Springfield, where you kind of had a builder problem that I remember. My buddy, his son was killed in Jordan was murdered by the Jordanian guard at the military base when he was driving back in from munitions practice. A very, very sad thing about 5 years ago. And he's very involved in Wounded Warriors, and they have a foundation that they help people out that were ex-military. And he had a chaplain that was building a house in down around Republic. Hello, B.H. Ringer. And he gave him access to money to get started and stuff. And he lived in the Northeast. And when he went down to check on his house, several $100,000 into building his house, it was not completed, not built. And the builder had all kinds of stories, and then ended up kind of, long story short, the builder had stolen his money and not done what he wanted, and wanted a lot more money to complete the house, and was a big rip-off artist. And they ended up helping him out to be able to save the house. There's some of the glue. And it just sounded very familiar to the problem you had had in a similar area. And I was telling him kind of your story. And he was wondering if maybe it was the same builder that was ripping off other people building while they were. Well, that is a really nice Indian headset. Really nice Indian headset. So he was wondering if I knew the name of your builder, and I said I don't. And but if you'd be interested in shooting me an email with the name of your builder, I could give him so they could just see if maybe it's the same group or same people. And if you don't want to mess with it, that's also fine. But it reminded me of your situation. $1863. That's an old one. That's an old one. These were all glued on that green sheet of paper. Yes, very scummy thing. You were in Cassville. Don Hart. All right. Well, Republic's not very far from Cassville. I will share that name with him if it's okay with you, preacher. Because they are also pursuing some legal action against this joker. 1863. Yeah. G4, $12 on PCGS. $1882. $1899. Hello, Gatita. I am going through a collection. Oh, wow, that one's pretty. For the reverse, anyway, and that's the part that was glued. 1907. That is a beautiful Indian headset. That's going to go in plastic. That is a beautiful. Thanks, Teach. Pretty Indian headset. Not so pretty. 1898. But I do think what we're going to end up with out of this is most of an Indian headset collection from AG3 up to AU, like maybe BU, that last one was at 1907. 1904. So I have bought several collections, and I will. Oh, hello. Hello, 1860. I will tell you that buying these collections is a lot of work. $18 in G4. better than G4 for sure. Let's see, if you get over to, if it was a 40, which is not a 40, 40 is worth $85. 1901. You're not going to see an 1860 very often. 1802. 1803. 1880. I am not familiar with the good dates of Indian head cents. Let's glance at these. Not a good date, but it does have a lot of errors. 1889 in very nice shape. It's nice. It's a pretty one. 1886. Was that the? No. There's a type 1 and type 2 of 1886. Type 2 is at $35 in G4. You have to spend some time on that one. 1903 Indian head cent is your favorite. It's the very first penny I ever found when I started metal detecting. Well, I may have one soon. That's awesome, Rob. Yeah, 1870s. And I know he had several missing holes on the green sheet. 1888. It's in good shape. What was that worn? 1874. 1874 AG3, most likely. G4 $28. 1895 or 85. 95 or 85? 95. 1884, that took part of the paper with it. 1879. Hello. Not in great shape, but 1859. 1889 is the South Dakota Indian head penny. What makes it the South Dakota Indian head penny, Rob? Is that the year? I don't know. I was gonna guess, but I don't know. 1859. That is a first year Indian head cent. That is a first year Indian head cent. Type 1, no shield. There's a repunch date on this one. It has pretty good value. If we can see anything on that date. Seeing anything obvious. When it became a state, that was going to be my guess. That was going to be my guess. Ah, cool, Jim. As a kid, didn't have many, but always loved the Indian head cent penny. There's the shield right there that 59 did not have. The only one that doesn't have a 59. 1865. 1865. Some varieties on that one as well. That one's not in very good shape. Got a fancy S and a plain S, and I don't even know if we can see the S. With a little work, I probably could. It does, turtle. It does. A few left. 1892, in good shape. '90. 97. 1905. Anyway, I don't know if I finished saying it, but we're going to end up with a more than half of a collection of Indian head cents. Would be a really nice start. 1862. 1862. A little more valuable. Let's see what the varieties are. It's got an $80 double die reverse. I don't know what the double die reverse is. Part custom construction. Thank you, teacher. Write that down. Part custom. Wow. 1862. Bad for that old, huh? 1883. One in a flip. Oh, that is not a Indian headset. That is an 1858 Flying Eagle. If you don't have one of those in your collection, you'll want one. I want one. If I buy this, I'm going to keep one. I wonder where the Flying Eagle is. Flying Eagle sent right there. At least $30. 1858. Boy, there's lots of varieties. 1858 large, yeah, and G4, $34. Strong overdate, 58 or 57, 125. Small letters. That is a last year. Well, they only made it for 3 years, so. Overdate, any chance of even seeing it? I don't know. Let's look. I have to look up and see what the overdate is. There might be something hanging outside that 8. Don't know. Do know, I want one of those. I want one of those. It was nice. Still need one for your collection. Well, if I buy the collection, there will be some up for sale. Might be another one. It's flipped. How about the 1857? not in as good a shape, but also a Flying Eagle set. If you find an 1856, there's only 500 to 600 known, and a G4 is $7,000. That would be nice. He needs all the Flying Eagles. Well, there are 3 in this set. I found one in the other part of the collection. 3 that I know of. 1902. That one looks to be in decent shape. 1904. 1903. 1902. That's still got a lot of red in it. 1902. Turtle, that would be an awesome find. There you go, Michael. Yeah, an 1856 would make this collection go up in value tremendously. 1905, bought for $3, who knows when. Say VF. I'd buy that. Being a VF. Alright, I think that is the end of the Indian headsets. Let me put those away. So, not the real key dates, unfortunately. But some nice ones. And some book fillers. And some really old dates. Must be getting cold outside. I'm never cold in the coin room because of all the computers running, and it is chilly in here today. My air conditioner is running. Well, it's not running, but I don't think I have it set to heat. You know what? That's the thing, Jim. When you go through a collection like this, there's no telling what you're going to find. You don't know. And the people that collected them hoping they had that one coin that was life-changing money. Those were all, 1891. I missed that one. Where did I put them? There they are. Now I got all my Indian headsets put away. Jim, that was crazy. Found it in a box hunt. In a box hunt. Now these are all wheats, supposedly. In a bag that says wheat cents. Doesn't mean they're all wheat cents. So, I'll at least go through this before we knock off today. 1948. I'll sort them out by decade. 1834 or 1934. 1930. Got used to the 1800s. 1920. Nice. Some older ones. 34. 34. 34. 34 must have been a good year. Hello, Martin. Well, if I find a key date penny, let me know, because I don't have my list out. But this is just first search. All I'm doing is putting them in decades right now, and I got a buttload of pennies to go through. 1938. Is that what we're looking for? 1917 or 12? 17, I think. 37D. You know, the cool thing about this is when you get a bag of wheat pennies, you get a lot of 1940s and 30s. These are not ones that I peeled off of the, maybe they are. Some of these definitely are ones I peeled off of his 1918. Off of his green sheet, he had them glued to 1918, 1916. Let me put this over there. All right, now I can see my chat again. 1910. I mean, all of these older ones have some value. 1935, even if they're G4. 1920. 1934, a lot of 34s. 1920. 37D. 39. 1917. Definitely some spot fillers. 1919S. 39. 29S. Got a 37D. 1917. Anyone I've missed in the chat, I apologize. 39. First time I'm seeing these. Nicer 39. Nicer 39. 1910. Shannon, you want to come search for errors and varieties? 1935. Ooh, whammy, whammy. The heck? 1919. 30. 29S. 34. Lots of 34s. 22s. My guess is on a lot of these, this is a guy that was collecting them in those years. 25. 17. 37. 25. 18. What are you doing this week? Other than, are you going to time off this week? You want to come over one day? We can I'll turn you loose on them. Because we find these varieties, I got to raise my offer to them. 39. 19. I am seeing all of these for the first time right now. 20. And I know there's all kind. Treasure Hog is going through the 10,000 pennies I bought, and he found a double die. Maybe a 36. Since I found a 36, 26 or 36 double die. Very obvious. Another 40s. Only our third 40s. 1916. I will pull the old Tom Sawyer on you if I could get somebody to help me with the collections. 1930. Painting the fence is fun, Shannon. 1918. Fun. 36 has a good one. So I think it was a 36. 1918. S. 18D. A lot of teens. 1919. 1919 is the most common teen I find when I search pennies. 1910. And I say search pennies not when I used to search pennies, because I still got a bunch of pennies in the house that need. I'm saving. 1934. They're still giving me one box selling me one box a week. 34. Goodness, all 34s. Is Treasure Hog in here? He is in here. Hey Hog, I was just telling him about the DDO or DDR you found. What year was that? I could pull out my phone and look at it again. This is a cool, very obvious one. 36D. Treasure Hog. I bought a lot in more than one way of pennies, around 10,000 pennies, and they were sitting on the table when the Hog was over, and he said, "Hey, what are you gonna do with those?" So Hog took them all home. It's about 100 pounds of pennies. 20. 36 Type 1 FS 101, probably VG. Nice. 1918. That means they're possible, Hog. It's possible to find. They were supposedly 10,000 pennies of non-searched. I think that's not true. Although he did find some 1909 VDBs. 36. 39. Hey, Shellbell. 37. I'm trying to recruit some help with Shannon to come search all these for errors and varieties. 36D with a whammy. 37. Another 34. About the 10th, 34. 17. 30. Yeah, if you found one, 1918. 28. 35. 30. If we find a variety in these, Shannon, we might have to maybe give it the hot water treatment, because a lot of these were glued on. 1916. 29S. San Francisco. 1920. 10S. I think it's an S. Yeah, I'm calling it an S for now. $37D. After I get through this pile of pennies, I'll show you all some of the collectible coins I found. 29 in this collection. 35. 19. I get done with the cents. 30D. 17. Wow, treasure hog. $20. I do have a silver bicentennial in this collection. I've got the bicentennial silver set as part of it. 37D. 24. 30. 17. 24. Can you still see straight, treasure hog? 30D. Are you half blind? 19. 37D. 30's pile's the biggest right now. 34. 30. 29. 37. 30D. Probably 100 left. 19S. 30D. 18. Very weird color. 17. Yeah, definitely some great dates in here. Not like it's all 50s. 1918. 37. 19. 1912. 25. And the thing is, they're in decent shape. Other than being glued to the piece of paper. Yeah. 17. Alright, that one's not in decent shape. 1911. 1911. 1929. 1918. Third time I've looked at that one. Thought I saw a big old die crack on it. 18. 18. Yeah, they do seem to be in pretty good shape. Most like that one. That's, I don't know, that's a 20 plus. I would say. Funny, reverse not as good as the obverse. That doesn't happen often. 24, 20, 26, 36D, 10. You know, I pick up a 1910, it's like ho hum, but it's not. I mean, 1910 is an awesome find. It doesn't have great value, but it's an awesome find. 20. So rarely find anything like that hunting a box unless somebody's dumped a collection. That's the other thing. This collection is being saved from being dumped in a coin counter. 35. Shell bell. Understood. There's a lot of upgrades in here. 1920, probably for our book as well. 1910. And several of those 1910s are probably upgrades for people. 1911. 1930. 39. First time I've knocked over one of my stacks. 36. Weird looking penny. 24. 36, 30D, 50. Weird. Weird looking. Oh, it's a 1910S. Huh. That's a good find. 1910S. That's a real good find. 1915 S. $35, 28, 19. Well, it could have been a D shell bell. I thought it was an S when I blew it up. 37D. Hardly any 40s and 50s. 24. 28. 16. 17, 1910, lots of 1910s, 18, 34, 'Hello, Isaiah Moses, good to see you. 26. 20, 1910, another good 10, 17, 17, 30D, 34, 30D, 30S, 34, 1919, whammy, 20, Dad-Ounce coins in here? Oh. We're advertising Dad-Ounce coins. Gotta check him out. When's he streaming? 11/24. That's not today. It is today. 5:30 Mountain live. When is 5:30 here? I don't want to stream over him. I don't want to stream over him. I probably am streaming over him right now. 37. 34. So if I'm streaming over Dad Hunt's Coins, start watching 2 at a time, please, and tell him it's a semi-paw rate, and I'm sorry. I didn't look to see who was turning. 29D. Dad Hunt's Coins, great friend of the channel. Great guy. 34. 36. Hey, Walker Magnet. Yeah. Lots of old pennies. Some really nice looking Indian head cents. 3 flying eagles. One that's pretty darn nice. 2 that are pretty, one that's nice, one that's pretty nice, and one that's not so nice. 1919. If I'm not streaming over Dad, I'll show some of the coins that I've found in the collection that have numismatic goodness. 37D. $19.17. Not on for another 2 hours. Okay, good. Good, good. Good, good, good. 1918. Try not to stream over my friends. 1919. Got about 30 coins left here. 1930D. And then I'll show you some of the other great numismatic finds. 26. 26. I don't have them organized in any certain way right now. Went through them, put them in a bag. 26. 20. 20. 20. Walker, how are you doing, my friend? 1910. 1911. These are all a bunch of pennies that were loose in the bag, and then some came off of that were glued to his collector's board in a glass case. 1917. 37. 26. 19S. Mom is a little better. Talked to her last night. She sounded really good last night. We've taken her off another medicine that we're hoping is the one that is upsetting her stomach and making her nauseous. 24. Because that would help a lot. 1919. Because after the surgery we were supposed to lose the nausea. 20D. 16. 17. 30D. 39. 10 left. 35. 1910. 36. Yeah, she's getting there, but it's not quick. 37. 37. I go back up on December 3rd. I'm going to take her to a cardiologist. That'll be an important appointment. I was supposed to take her to that the day I left, and she was too sick to go. 1919. So that was disappointing. 1930. Last one. 37D. So no 09 VDBs or SVDBs, unfortunately. Walker, you'll have to come look back in the video towards the early part. I was going through some, I don't know what they are. You might know what they are. Some stuff like this. They all say copies. The Cotton Planters Loan Association. $5. How cool is that? Merchants Bank, $1. Like bearer certificates or something. I don't know what they are. Like 5 or 6 of them. All right, got the pennies sorted by decade. Now, let me see if I can find some of these that you're going to want to see. You're going to want to see. It is a fun hunt. Oh, just a V-nickel. Just a V-nickel. They thought this one was something super special. I don't think that it is. It's a 1959 gold-plated penny. And some presidential candidate had a bunch of pennies gold plated and handed them out. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Here's the really fun stuff. This is a 1852 3-cent silver. It's in pretty good shape. I don't remember who it was, David. Now I read about it, but now I don't remember. 1853 half dime that is standing pretty tall. Half dime is something that a lot of people don't have in their collection, including me. Including me. What is that one? Oh, just show it through the plastic. 1912 Barber dime. V-nickel. All right, This is the highest valued coin that I found. And look how good. 1875 S 20-cent piece. Gray sheet is 190 at where I have graded this one. How's that one? Yeah, maybe seated. Maybe seated. $18.75 20-cent piece. Look at that thing. That thing is gorgeous. A $200 plus coin at retail. She's a beauty. Out of its holder. It escaped. What is it? Barber dime. I think I'm up to, there's like 80 lots that I've priced from this collection. 1853 half dime. Cool, turtle. Yeah, those 20-cent pieces are awesome. Well, my thing is that I will look them up, eBay or CAC or Gray Sheet or PCGS, where I can find it. 1873 3-cent piece, and I will offer 85%. That's usually what I offer. And then if I can get close to retail value, I can make 15%. That's beauty. That's a beauty. If I zoom in on that, one of the pillars has all the bands, the other two have partial bands. Denmo, you have two. Awesome, you are rich. Good to see you, Artie, Mike, and Denmo. Yeah, I may keep that 20-cent piece. One of the better ones I've seen. That may become part of my collection. $18.92 or $18.98. I think that's a 2. No, that's an 8. Barber half that is, whew, in good shape. Probably cleaned. It's not high enough, Shannon. That's for sure. If I was doing this, if I was running a coin shop, if you can buy something at Gray Sheet, that's awesome. And then retail's 20, 30%, 40% higher. How about this one? 1930 SLQ. In God We Trust. Usually can't read that. It's a stunner. Traded an 1851 03 cent for a 20 cent. Yeah, those 20 cents are so collectible. Yeah, I definitely pay a lot more than a coin shop would. But they're in it to make money. 1826 with a whammy. large cent. That's why most of you have gotten tremendous buys on my auctions. Hey, this is somebody that was a friend of my dad's, 1856. I mean, if he'd taken it to a local coin shop, they wouldn't even have gone through these pennies. They wouldn't have taken the time to do it. That is a beautiful, beautiful half cent. Do you have a half cent? Look at the eye, the ear. I mean, the high points are not worn off that coin. That is a beauty. $19,040, not quite in as good a shape. Barber half. Still better than the G4s I've purchased. The 2-cent piece, it's in rough shape. Love 2-cent pieces. $18.66. $1913D Type 1 Buffalo. Bunch of Sacagaweas and none of the wide rim. What is that? Ah, there's the other Flying Eagle. That one's in pretty good shape. Oh yeah, if these coins could talk and tell us where they've been, and you're seeing that through the plastic and the holder. That is a nice Flying Eagle. A couple more maybe. What is that one? That is an Indian headset. All I did is I went through these is I put them in a plastic bag in a holder. Oh, this one. Look at this shield cent. 1882 shield cent. It's a $50 coin. Discolored, but awesome. Alright, let's see. There was a 1921 Morgan and a 1922 Peace Dollar were the only ones in the collection. This one's not in good shape, but it's an amazing coin. 1877 seeded $50. Look those up on AppMax. Been whammied. Be a great one for a typeset. Let's see. I think that's most of the numismatic stuff. Now, set too long. I can barely walk. Ugh. Dude's heavy. Got a full roll BU of the Missouri 2003. Don't even know if they're P or D, but the Missouri State Quarter. A lot of you guys like these. Bunch of mills and tax tokens. Phil Walker, I'd never seen them before. They look, some of them just cool as heck. Alright. I thought I'd run into the rest of these, but I've got 20 colorized state quarters. Don't know where the other 30 are. This one was pretty exciting just to search. 508 common date pennies. 50 copper ones. That was an hour of my life I'll never get back. 34 common nickels, quarters. That's not the stuff I wanted to show you that I'm excited about. Let's see. Anybody into state quarters? Got the entire collection of state quarters. 99 through 2009. They don't excite me greatly, but kind of cool. And then a bunch of stuff like this. First commemorative mint. Last 3 years of the V-nickel, 1910 to 1912. World War II unique penny collection. 41 and 42, 43s, the 44s and 45s made from bullet casings. American nickels of the 20th century. Buff, Jefferson, War, and a V-nickel. Yeah, this one was fun to value. A Jamaican coin set. boys got a good giggle on that one. $50 Jamaican bill. Jamaica, Jamaica. $2004. Don't know that those ever became real popular unless you find the bison with the spear through him. Set. The last three Buffalo nickels. 36, 37, and 38, and that 38 is standing tall. This one, I'm just not sure about what this one is. I looked it up, read about it. It's the original New York penny. From 1790. These are supposedly the same kind of money the Dutch brought over that they bought Manhattan Island with for $26 of this kind of money. Amazing copper duet coin was minted over 200 years ago and is similar to the ones used by the Dutch in the era when they bought the island of Manhattan, present-day New York City, for the equivalent of $24 in Dutch coins. As a result, it can be described as the original New York penny. Cool, Shannon. Yeah, these sets don't have, I mean, these are $5, $10, $20 sets at best for the most part, unless you find something that would be like a 1916 Merc dime, which I didn't. Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco Mint. Merc dimes. All cool stuff though. Dimes of the 20th century. Roosevelt, Merc, and Barber. I mean, that's $10 melt value. Ish. $120 years of nickels. Barber, Buff, Jefferson. It is a real one, David. But it did, when I looked it up, I couldn't put tremendous value on it, which surprised me. This is pretty cool. Scottish souvenir set. How pretty that new penny or the 1 penny is. 3 pence and 6 pence. Somebody maybe went to Scotland. The first silver penny and racketeer gold nickel. So, the 1883, the Liberty V nickel was first struck, but because it was about the same size and weight as a $5 gold coin, crooks gold-plated these nickels and passed them as a $5 gold coin. A few years later, in 1896, the Democratic presidential candidate William Jennings Bryan tried to make a point in his campaign that the United States should be on the silver standard as well as the gold standard. To illustrate his point, he handed out silver-plated Indian head pennies at rallies. So that's a repro. Well, it's a real Indian head cent, but it's silver-plated, and that is what they did. They gold-plated those V nickels to make you think it was a $5 gold coin. . The Indian head penny in this collection has been plated in 3/9 pure silver. And the Liberty V nickel is plated in 24 karat gold to simulate one of those early gold nickels. A cool little collector's kit. You know, I've thought at times I've been shorted Walker, but I've never really caught it to know. So I don't know the answer to that. I've usually got an idea of what I'm bringing in, and it's been close to that. Lincoln Penny Design Collection. Wheat. War. Pause cabin. A few more. Hello, Lindsay. Buffalo nickel. P, D, and S. Again, not great value, unless you'd find an air, although that one pretty nice. Lindsay, I've still got your nickel collection to do. You and Lisa's and Ricky the Scotties, I think. Last 3 boxes of nickels. We ran out of gas during the stream Saturday. 2004 proof set. A 2007 San Francisco mint proof set. Actually, it's not 2007. The half dollar's 2007. The quarter's 1981. They're all different dates, which is weird. This one is 1977 set. Pearl Harbor Tribute with a plated steel penny, a war nickel, and a wheat cent. Buffalo nickel mint set, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. A lot of great gifts. Like this one, Walking Liberty half dollar collection. Dates aren't amazing. But at melt value, that's $72. That one was certainly cleaned. Where's Rob Wenzel? Where's Rob Wenzel? He'll like this one. This is the silver bicentennial set. The quarter, the Ike, and the half dollar are all silver. Which is a pretty good melt value there. Wish there'd have been like 30 of those in there. That'd have been nice. I've got a 50 state quarter book that's full. That may be one ASE, 2 blingy to show, and a bunch of E-nickels. So that is most of the collection. Not all of it, but most of the collection that I am have valued. was $1,300 before I began the pennies today. So I'm not exactly sure where it's going to end. So the best item is that 20-cent piece. But some of those half dimes and half cent, large cent, all of that stuff, some pretty good value in this collection. So I've still got, still got to put that back in the box. Amazing how stuff fits before you take it out and then it doesn't. Give me a second. Give me a second. Now if I end up buying this, I've got a lot of more organization to do. But I at least got it all separated out. Alright, let's go to that screen right there. So I got one more glass case of pennies and loose pennies to go through. I have all those Indian head cents, large cents, and all the pennies to value check for errors and such. So anyway, bicentennial quarter is such a great design. I love it. Thanks, Kathy. I hope you enjoyed this. I know we didn't have a huge audience today, but and this probably would have been a lot better format for me just to do as a video. But I was sitting here doing this, and I thought, haven't seen y'all a lot lately. Let's just pop in and do a live stream and include you all. And if I end up buying this, a lot of this you will see come to auction, and you'll have some insight into it. So that's good. The silver bicentennial sets are really nice. We're having a small crowd for Thanksgiving. We were having the entire family down, but since Mom can't travel, I canceled that. And we'll just have Jenna and the boys and Brian over. Maybe a couple other people, but a very small group for Thanksgiving. So I hope those of you that hung in here enjoyed that. You know, going through a collection like this for me is part of the reason I really like coin hunting, is the treasure hunt aspect to it. I had no idea what I was going to find in this gentleman's coin collection. None. And since I would be fair with him, if I found a bunch of higher dollar stuff, I'd be paying a lot more for it. Trying to make my 15% on it. We found what we found. It's right now at $1,300 value with all the pennies to go through, and put some kind of value on these copies of bills, which I guess I'll look those up on eBay. A lot of the stuff I showed you in those little kits and sets, I looked up and put eBay price on it. So I'm don't love the idea of paying 85% of eBay price on those kits. Darby's Down Home Detecting just subscribed. Well, thank you, Darby's Down Home Detecting. I appreciate that greatly. Just Nicole and the kids this year. All right. Well, that still gives you a pretty large crowd there, Rob. So tell Nicole I said hi. So thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. I'm going to, I guess, search the rest of the pennies tonight, and I'll do that off camera. And Shannon, if you want to come over and do some searching for varieties one day this week, let me know. And we certainly can do that. So take care. And that is true. Yeah, for sure. 10 people in your house. Oh, 7 more. That's a lot, Turtle. We would have had 20 some if I hadn't pulled the plug on it. But hopefully we get Mom healed up and we can do something for Christmas. We'll just have to see. I appreciate y'all. If I don't talk to you before Thanksgiving on Thursday, have a wonderful Thanksgiving day. I may try to pop a live stream and hunt some of these nickels by myself for Lindsay, Lisa and Kathy, and for Ricky the Scotty, because those are the last 3 boxes I have to do. Depends if I get these pennies done, and then the hot tub fixed, and then the 4-wheeler fixed, and then, you know, all that kind of stuff. Good to see y'all. Take care. God bless. Have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you again soon when Pa has more spare time. Appreciate you popping in. Take care. In case Gabe is watching, do I even have it pulled up? I don't even have it pulled up, Gabe. I don't even have it pulled up. But for you, Gabe, I'll pull it up. I will pull it up. There it is. Gotta give Gabe the song if Gabe's watching. Why is it not playing? Oh, because I've got it muted.